Hello again, guys. It's Keith with Bulletproof RC, and I'm back with you with an update on my Axial Yeti Score Trophy Truck kit. When I built this vehicle, I installed a number of upgrades, but I chose to stick with the plastic rear axle housing that comes with the kit. Now, if you remember, or if you've been following the videos, I did have a number of aluminum parts on this axle. I've removed them for the current time being because I'm going a different direction. I had a SDRC aluminum truss, SDRC cover, had the axial widening kit on it, and I had beef tubes installed. And all in all, I thought that I had made, even though this is a plastic axle, I thought I'd made it pretty bulletproof. But basically what happened is a bearing exploded inside this case. Now, another thing, I used fast eddy bearings because I'm not a fan of axial bearings. I've had a number of those fail. This is my first fast eddy bearing that has ever caused or had problems. Now, in my original Axial XO, I had premature pinion and bevel gear wear, and I believe that was due to the plastic bulkheads that were in the Axial XO. And since then, I've upgraded and went with GPM aluminum bulkheads, and I've used those on my second XO. I've used them on my Axial Yeti Rock Racer, and also I've got aluminum bulkhead on the Axial Score. So the reason I believe these bulkheads are beneficial is because I don't think the axial plastics hold the pinion against the bevel in a true nature. I think when there's a lot of torque hitting this rear axle, especially since it's going at an angle, I think that it actually flexes the plastic and creates improper mesh on your gears, and also puts a lot of pressure on your bearings. Now, it wasn't my outside bearing, it was my inside bearing that blew, the one that's right behind this gear. This is what's left of that bearing. Well, this is a new one here, but that's what's left of the bearing. It was literally in pieces, and little bearing balls were all inside my grease, which I've still got to clean out. So anyway, I'm a firm believer at this point. Every time I've tried to use a plastic bulkhead or axle from Axial with high-powered, high-speed vehicles, it has not turned out well for me. So what I've done is I picked up the SSD aluminum rear axle, and this is actually the wide diamond rear axle. The way this is designed, it's hard to see through the plastic. I'll open it up here in a minute. But the way this is designed, it actually looks very scale for a Score trophy truck. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting this guy installed, and I'm hoping that it will not only increase the rigidity of the axle, but also this new kit comes with, see if we can find them in here. Yeah, there they are. Larger bearings for the pinion. So larger, more durable bearings. The pumpkin is centered. That'll also take stress off the drivetrain, reduce torque twist, and all in all, I think it'll be a more durable solution to the rear end of this vehicle. Now again, I've got a number of upgrades on this guy already, so I think it'll be a great addition. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to get to wrenching, and we'll see what the end product looks like. Okay guys, I opened up the packaging, and man, I am impressed. This is one sweet axle. As you can see, the upper truss is built into the aluminum. There's no assembly required other than you got this the front plate that goes on there that actually the bearings are installed here, the pinion is installed here, and it actually houses the pinion up against the bevel. I believe that in the end, there's no way this would have any flex. There's no way that your mesh between your pinion and your bevel could ever be altered unless you had I guess an 18-wheeler run over your RC, it would bend this thing. But anyway, I'm very pleased with the quality of aluminum that I'm looking at here, and just really excited to get this installed. Now, I did read on some of the forums that the axles that go in here, some folks have bent them. That was primarily due to them running the short diamond axle and then using extended SLW style hubs on the end and the extra pressure. Of course, that was also on the Axial Yeti Rock Racer, not on the Score. I believe with the Score, using the plastic tires and smaller diameter wheels and everything, I doubt very seriously these axles are going to be under a lot of abuse. I did go ahead and order a set of HD axles. They haven't come in yet. So when I get those, I'm going to upgrade them, just because I'm addicted to making things bulletproof, and hearing someone had bent one of these things is enough for me to go ahead and upgrade. But I'm going to go ahead and install this because I literally can't wait for the HD axles. I'm going to install this, and it'll be a simple swap out later to upgrade those axles. But so far so good, guys. Okay, guys, got everything installed. The everything went together great. No fitment issues whatsoever. Bolted up wonderfully. I got everything Loctited and installed, and I will say that these aluminum link mounts that I had, they were actually threaded, and the design of this axle, instead of the screws going in this direction, which was good that they were threaded before, but since the screw was heading in this direction into the axle, I had to drill those out. So that way the screw would pass through and thread into the axle itself. No biggie there, easy fix, and everything turned out wonderfully. I'm very excited to try this guy out. I'm going to pause the video, get the tires and wheels mounted up, and put the body on and see how everything lines up, because again, this is the wide axle, and the whole purpose of going with a wide rear axle is to have the correct offset all the way around to where you can rotate your tires. Now, it is worth pointing out that I'm using the stock Axial hexes. I had upgraded to these plus 9mm hexes before. These actually are a little bit too wide. If you use these, it puts the it narrows out the threads too much. You can't get a nut on there. So you will need to use the standard stock Axial hexes. And I recommend Vanquish SLW 225 hubs for everything to work out correctly. So let's get it all mounted up and see what guys, I'm back, and I've got the tires installed and the body installed, and the offset's perfect with the SLW Vanquish hubs that I'm using. The tires fit into the body when the suspension is compressed, and look at that. That's amazing. I love the fact that the pumpkin in the middle is centered. That reduces on torque twist, and also drive shaft wear. And another thing I noticed, that the angle at which the rear axle hits that rear end is actually a little bit less dramatic, which will also aid in wear and tear and stress. So far, now I haven't tried it yet, but so far I highly recommend the SSD axle, especially for the trophy truck. I think it's very scale, and I think it's a nice addition. Anyway, guys, that concludes this video, and as always, if the shoe fits, like and subscribe, and guys, have a great day.